In today's video, we find out what happens when the brand new Stormtroopers meet the Boss IO team for the first time in Fortnite. That's Dr. Slone and Gunnar. In the previous video, you guys know that we did Foundation versus the Stormtroopers, and it was a super exciting outcome for those who watched it. So this one is going to be even better to see what happens when the Stormtroopers meet Team IO. If you are new around here, roughly 98% of you guys watching this video right now aren't already subscribed, so tap that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get to 500,000 subscribers. So the plan for today's video was to gather all of the Stormtroopers. We had 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, and then we would take these over to the Doctor, and then these Stormtroopers would find out if they would defeat the Doctor, and if they do defeat Dr. Slone, we'll then take the Stormtroopers over to the Gunnar location and see if they defeat Gunnar. The same Stormtroopers, so if they've got however much HP they've got left, we'll then go over to Gunnar. For those asking why don't we take Gunnar over to Dr. Slone and have them all fight together, sadly Fortnite removed all of the other loot options other than solid gold and default on battle labs. I don't know why they did this, but they decided to do it in the last update, which makes boss meets almost impossible. But luckily enough, we can take the Stormtroopers and move them around. Jumping straight into the video, the first thing we did was grab a bear. The bearmobile would take us over to the location of the Stormtroopers, who then would get on top of the bear, and we would take them over to Dr. Slone. So I sent one of my duos over to the other location of the Stormtroopers so we could have a total of 4. They went and grabbed them. I grabbed the ones over here. I got them on the car, and they were set to go. Once the Stormtroopers were on the car, I would take them over to the location of the drill, and then we would meet Dr. Slone over there. But while this was going on, we had a lot of stuff in the work. We didn't just want to take the Stormtroopers over and just leave them out in the open, so we constructed a nice little base around the location of Dr. Slone. This, in a sense, would stop the Stormtroopers from escaping the location and allow them to battle Dr. Slone without any interference of anything from the environment around them. Basically like a little arena for them to fight in, which was pretty cool. So we had it pretty much set. We set an inner layer as well so Dr. Slone wouldn't target us while we waited. You could see that inner layers there made out of wood, which came in really handy to stop her from aggroing on us. Now we have the Stormtroopers on the car, and the other set of Stormtroopers had already arrived. We had to take this set of Stormtroopers inside of the base which we've constructed to stop them from escaping, ready for the battle between Dr. Slone. So it's pretty easy to do. We simply take the Stormtroopers through this little hole that I've put here. Quite difficult to get up, but I got it in nicely, and these Stormtroopers had arrived in the base. And we're going to position these kind of around Dr. Slone, so she's going to have 2 on one side and 2 on the other, similar to the Foundation fight which we did previously. So they were in position. Don't forget though, guys, if you enjoy this sort of content, don't forget to pop in code POST to your item shop. You can either do this inside of my toolbox map by hitting the big gold button, or by popping it into your item shop, code POST, that's POST. Now we were set to go, and everyone was in position inside of the location. We had 2 Stormtroopers on this side with Yorkie keeping them there, and we also had my other friend over there, Perks. He was with another 2 Stormtroopers on the right side as well. So they were in good positions, ready for this to go. We had our wooden structures in the middle ready to be broken to release Dr. Slone, and everything was almost set to go. So all we had to do was start shooting these wooden structures carefully, break out all the wooden structures, and then the bosses were ready to battle each other. The Stormtroopers would jump straight into action and start fighting Dr. Slone. What we'll do is we'll switch into the replay right now and check out exactly what's happening. So switching over to the replay, you can see that Dr. Slone gets triggered straight away by the guns being shot, and she goes straight into her clone form, causing 3 Dr. Slones to come live in the game. And then 3 Dr. Slones were then ready to go. They started engaging straight away with the Stormtroopers, trying their best to hit the Stormtroopers, but missing a few shots on the Stormtroopers already. They've hit a few shots on them, but just not enough. The Stormtroopers on the other side were aiming at Dr. Slone the best they could, dealing a bunch of damage to her and actually cracking her shield fairly quickly. You can see the Dr. Slone's already lost her shield on that left side. The Stormtroopers E11 blasters is just super powerful. Giving the Stormtroopers that huge advantage, they have not taken much damage from the clones or the main Dr. Slone, and eventually they aim for the right Dr. Slone and get the elimination very, very quickly. I was really surprised about this, and I did not expect the Stormtroopers to win the battle that quickly. That's the quickest boss meet we've ever done, but that's not over yet. Like I said, we still need to go and take them over to Gunnar. Gunnar's going to be a little bit more difficult and tricky though, because he's a little bit faster than these Stormtroopers. So I positioned these Stormtroopers nicely, we gathered them together, and then we now had to get these back on the cars and take them over to Gunnar before this lobby ended in battle labs. Again, we have to only use cars because we don't have impulses or shockwaves, but we have a few shockwaves, but not many in the normal loot mode. Not enough to shockwave Gunnar around. So we got the Stormtroopers on the car nice and easily. We had them ready to go, and we were taking them over to the location of Gunnar pretty quickly over at Command Cavern. Now inside of Covert, or Command Cavern, whatever you want to call it, we were set to go, and I covered all of the water with metal, just in case, you know, in case the fight ended up on water. Sometimes the Stormtroopers and Gunnar, they walk anywhere. You don't really know where they're going to go, so it's kind of crucial that we just make it easier for the fight, just in case they fall in the water, because it's going to be difficult for them to fight when they're in the water. To give it a more of a plain, I guess a fair playing field, you know, we got this running, we got it working. Covering that water is going to come in really handy. So we did that over here. It didn't take too long for us to do. We covered all this entire water, and then Dr. Slone was already eliminated, and the Stormtroopers had medium health. They'd already been taken down a little bit, and we had them ready to go over here. So all we had to do was make sure this was set to go. Gunnar was set, and the whole water was covered. So once the water was covered, the the Stormtroopers were now set to come inside, and we had them on the cart right here again, the same two that were fighting Dr. Slone, so they will be a little bit damaged, and these two over here will also be a little bit damaged from Dr. Slone. So we're taking them into Gunnar now. Two are going in front of me. They're going to be the first two going in, and we're going to send the other two in just behind right now. So they're in there, they're fighting Gunnar. You can see they're having a big battle. We're going to switch over to the replay and see exactly what happened. So it looks like straight off the bat, Gunnar uses his emote, and he's chilling. The Stormtroopers arrive, he targets the Stormtroopers. Some of the Stormtroopers actually glitch a little bit on the stairs, and they get hit badly by the trucks. They take a little bit damage from the truck, but that's okay. Gunnar's in here straight away. He's taking a lot of damage from the Stormtroopers, actually taking 30 from the E11, and only dealing 20 back with his SMG, which isn't going to come in that handy. But he's got a little bit of a strategy. He's going to decide to break this car. He's using his best ability, and he's thinking, how can I take out these Stormtroopers? He's cracked that one on the left. One of the Stormtroopers cracked. He actually eliminates that one on the left, doing better than Dr. Slone did, and he goes for the car, damaging the car a little bit more. The Stormtrooper itself is actually aiming in on the Gunnar. He's actually hitting a few shots. Surprising for Stormtroopers. I didn't expect that. Crazy miss there by Gunnar and his grenade. Another few shots hit there with the E11 onto the Gunnar boss. The Stormtrooper actually pickaxing the car now, shooting the car, hitting Gunnar through the car. Nice little shot there. The car's about to explode, and boom, the car goes up, and the Stormtrooper takes a little bit extra damage there. Gunnar gets a few extra shots off, hits him with a nice grenade, goes in with the charge, and takes out that Stormtrooper. So there goes two Stormtroopers. We've got another Stormtrooper rotating in from the upper section over here, which we had, and you can see he's in the battle right now. So it's a 1v1 between this Stormtrooper and Gunnar. This is going to be an interesting showdown between these two, and who is going to win in this little fight. You can see the Stormtrooper is trying his best to aim in on the Gunnar, missing a few shots on the stairs. That's okay though. The Gunnar actually taking another little 20 there. Gunnar trying to get up with his mythic ability, but not actually getting up there nicely. Another grenade miss, actually damaging himself for 100, which is not good, and also damaging himself once. Luckily enough, that second grenade did miss, so he gave the Stormtrooper a little bit of an advantage, and you get another little 30 shot. The Stormtrooper's kind of like peeking over these stairs, and Gunnar again throwing in, but not actually getting much damage on the Stormtrooper. He misses that grenade just on the Stormtrooper. He just moves back from it, missing again, getting a few 30 shots to Stormtrooper. I decided to shockwave the Stormtrooper in further into the arena to stop them from hitting the floor, to give it a little bit more of a fair fight. But that range is really coming in advantage for the Stormtrooper here. Gunnar not actually hitting any shots with his SMG, but the Stormtrooper consistently hitting for that 30 damage, dealing a ton of damage onto the Gunnar boss, and eventually he gets the final few shots on and takes down the Gunnar just like that. Most of you know by now that I created the toy box pack with every single weapon and item inside of Fortnite Creative, but I want to show you something. This was the craziest amount of XP I was ever getting in toy box. I was getting over 9,000 XP for dropping inside of the box itself, and for every elimination I was getting 8,000 XP. This was an insane amount and will really help me level up my battle pass when I'm trying to get to that max level this season. I want to get that Doctor Strange skin as quickly as possible, and by playing creative, this is really going to help me out. So if you guys want to try a map with all weapons and items ever inside of Fortnite in a free-for-all arena, then Toy Box is for you. Use the code on screen right now and pop into Toy Box. You can also find the Toy Box map inside of the popular tab towards the end on Discover. You have to scroll for a little bit and you'll find it at the end if you don't want to enter the code. If you enjoyed today's video or enjoy the content and want to support me further, don't forget to go and pop in code POST to your item shop. You can do that by entering into your item shop code POST or hitting the button inside of the Toy Box map if you want to do it that way.